Welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Oh, awesome.
Today, we're going to be taking a closer look at the world of REO properties,
Okay.
especially, in the Chicagoland area.
Gotcha.
You've shared some really interesting material from Michael Linton and his team over at Chicago Deal Flow,
Yeah.
and we're going to unpack it all together. You
Awesome.
can find more info on their website,
Right.
chicagodealflow.com, if you want to explore further after our deep dive today.
Sounds good.
Um,
So what's fascinating here
okay,
is the specialized niche that Michael has kind of carved out for himself.
right.
He's been in the Chicago real estate market since 1986. We're
Wow.
talking 38 years of experience.
Just a long time.
And that's not just passive experience.
Right.
He's actively involved as a real estate investor.
That's a great point.
So he's not just advising on REOs, he's actually out there buying and selling them himself.
So he's walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Ex-
I mean, that firsthand perspective has got to be invaluable for his clients.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got all the credentials.
He does.
Certified real estate investment planning specialist,
Oh.
national commercial real estate advisor,
Yep.
even licensed in both Illinois and Florida.
Yeah, he's really covered all his bases.
So for our listener who might not be familiar with this side of real estate, let's break it down.
Okay.
What exactly are REO properties and why should anyone care about them?
Well, REO stands for real estate owned,
Okay.
and it refers to properties that banks or lenders end up with after a foreclosure.
Okay.
So imagine someone can't keep up with their mortgage payments.
Right.
The property goes through foreclosure and it doesn't sell at auction.
Uh-huh.
That's when it becomes an REO owned by the lender.
Okay, so it's like the bank is stuck with this property
Yeah.
they didn't really want in the first place.
Yep.
What happens next?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Hmm.
Institutions want to get these REOs off their books as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Makes sense.
And that's where someone like Michael and his Chicago Deal Flow REO team comes in.
Right.
They help manage and sell these properties,
Oh.
working with both the institutions and potential investors.
I see. So they're kind of like matchmakers in the REO world,
Exactly.
connecting those who need to sell with those who are looking to buy.
But it's more than just matchmaking.
Reckon.
They offer a whole suite of services to ensure these transactions go smoothly.
Like what kind of services?
Well, they handle everything from determining the property's value with BPOs or broker price opinions to managing repairs and renovations.
So those BPOs, how are they different from a regular appraisal?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While both assess a property's worth, BPOs tend to be faster and more cost-effective,
Okay.
especially in the fast-paced world of REOs.
Right.
Plus, they leverage the broker's deep market knowledge, which is particularly helpful for unique properties like REOs.
Makes sense. You want someone who understands the nuances of distressed properties,
Right.
not just someone who can crunch numbers.
Exactly.
And Michael's team doesn't stop there.
No, they don't.
They also handle the marketing and develop exit strategies.
All right.
Remember, REOs aren't your typical properties, so you can't just list them and hope for the best.
No.
You need a targeted approach to attract the right buyers.
Exactly.
It sounds like Michael's team is offering a very comprehensive service.
They do.
But geographically, where do they primarily operate?
Their main focus is the Chicagoland area,
Okay.
specifically Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Why is that location so important? Is there something special about Crystal Lake when it comes to REOs?
Crystal Lake is the largest city in McHenry County,
Okay.
so it plays a significant role in the Chicago suburban real estate market. It's a blend of that small-town charm with a robust commercial presence.
Okay.
This mix creates unique opportunities and challenges,
Okay.
especially in the REO market.
So you're saying that understanding the ins and outs of Crystal Lake is crucial for anyone looking to invest in REOs there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's say a bank ends up with a commercial property in Crystal Lake that's become an REO.
Right.
What should they do with it?
Okay.
Renovate to attract new tenants,
Right?
lease it as is,
Uh-huh.
sell it outright.
Okay.
That's where Michael's local market expertise shines.
I'm starting to see how valuable that deep local knowledge can be,
Right.
especially when dealing with distressed properties.
Yeah.
But let's talk more specifically about the role of an REO broker.
Okay.
They sound like more than just your average real estate agent. Right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
They're dealing with properties that have been through foreclosure, which comes with a whole different set of complexities.
Right.
They work closely with banks and asset managers,
Okay.
securing listings and evaluating properties.
Right.
Then they need to prepare them for sale, which could mean handling repairs, upgrades, or even just basic maintenance.
So they're coordinating all the behind-the-scenes work.
Yeah,
That needs to happen before the property even hits the market.
exactly.
And that's not even the end of it.
Right.
Then comes the marketing, the showings, the negotiations, and finally, closing the deal.
Yep.
They often handle multiple offers and have to navigate legal complexities related to foreclosures and bank-owned properties.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty demanding job, requiring a deep understanding of both real estate and the legal side of things.
Absolutely.
And they play a vital role in keeping the entire real estate ecosystem balanced.
Right.
How so? What kind of impact do they have on the market as a whole?
Well, for one thing, they help stabilize the market.
Okay.
By facilitating the efficient sale of REO properties,
Right.
they prevent the market from becoming flooded with distressed properties.
Right.
That helps maintain property values and prevent a downward spiral.
Right.
Imagine if all those foreclosed properties just sat vacant.
Yeah,
It would drag down the entire area.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They're ensuring a healthy flow of inventory and preventing a crash in the market.
Exactly.
But they're also creating opportunities,
They are.
particularly for investors.
Yes.
REOs can be attractive to savvy buyers looking for a deal,
Right.
especially in a competitive market like Chicago.
Yeah.
They offer a chance to acquire properties that might not be available otherwise.
Exactly.
So they're not just managing a problem, they're also opening doors for new investment and revitalization.
Precisely.
Think about a rundown commercial property in Crystal Lake that's been vacant for years.
Okay.
Becomes an REO.
Right.
And Michael's team connects with an investor who sees its potential.
Uh-huh.
They fix it up,
Right.
maybe open a new restaurant,
Yeah.
and suddenly you've got a thriving business that brings jobs and revitalizes the whole neighborhood.
Right.
That's a great example of how REO transactions can have a ripple effect on the local economy.
Yeah.
It's not just about buying and selling properties, it's about revitalizing communities.
Exactly.
And Michael's expertise and his team's approach contribute to that revitalization in a really impactful way.
They do.
This is all incredibly insightful.
Awesome.
So for our listener who's now thinking, hey, maybe I should explore REOs in Crystal Lake,
Yeah.
what advice would Michael and his team give?
Well, first and foremost, they'd emphasize building relationships,
Okay.
network with local REO brokers, asset managers, and banks.
Right.
The key is getting a heads up on potential deals before they hit the market.
Makes sense.
But remember, thorough research is crucial.
Okay.
Don't just jump on any deal.
All right.
Understand the property's history, condition, and potential.
So it's not just about speed. It's about informed decision-making.
That's
right?
exactly right.
You want to make sure the numbers make sense
Yep.
and that you understand the risks involved.
Huh?
Also, be prepared to move quickly.
Right.
REOs often sell fast,
Yes.
and cash offers or fast closings are usually preferred.
Exactly.
Great advice.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
from understanding what REOs are to the role of specialized brokers like Michael and his team.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to uncover.
There is.
In part 2, we'll dig deeper into Michael's unique perspective as a seasoned investor
Okay.
and what sets Chicago deal flow apart in the competitive Chicago real estate market.
Great.
Stay tuned.
Sounds good. That deep understanding of the Crystal Lake market extends beyond just location.
Right.
Michael's team also offers a level of service. That's pretty remarkable.
We touched on their comprehensive services earlier,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to learn what sets them apart.
Right.
What's their secret sauce, so to speak?
Well, it's a combination of factors, really.
Okay.
First, their hyper-local focus on Crystal Lake gives them an edge.
Okay.
It's not just about knowing the Chicago market in general.
Right.
It's about understanding the specific dynamics of Crystal Lake.
Okay.
The neighborhoods, the demographics, the economic trends.
Because a thriving commercial district in one part of Crystal Lake
Yeah.
might mean something different for a residential REO property a few miles away, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about connecting those dots and seeing the bigger picture.
Right.
And Michael's team is deeply embedded in that local network.
Okay.
They've got their finger on the pulse of the market.
It sounds like finding a broker who truly understands the nuances of a specific market is key for anyone looking to invest in REOs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about finding a broker who doesn't just see properties,
Right.
but sees potential.
Right.
Someone who can analyze the data, understand the trends, and anticipate the future of that market.
Okay, so hyperlocal expertise is crucial.
Yeah.
What else contributes to Chicago deal flow's success?
Their commitment to comprehensive services is another major factor.
Okay.
They don't just connect buyers and sellers.
Right.
They handle the entire process from start to finish, from property evaluation and preparation to marketing and closing the deal. They've got it covered.
That sounds incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
But doesn't that level of service come with a hefty price tag
Well,
for the institutions selling these properties?
it's certainly an investment on their part.
Okay.
But remember, their goal is to help institutions offload these REOs
Right.
as quickly and efficiently as possible
Makes sense.
by ensuring the properties are properly prepared, marketed, and priced.
Yeah.
They can actually minimize losses and potentially even achieve a better sales price.
Right.
It's a win-win for both sides.
I see. So it's not just about saving money up front.
Right.
It's about maximizing the return on these REOs in the long run.
Precisely.
And that holistic approach is particularly important in the REO world.
Yeah.
These properties often require more attention, more hand-holding, so to speak, to make sure they're positioned correctly in the market and attract the right buyers.
Exactly.
And that hands-on approach is likely even more valuable
Yeah.
when dealing with the legal complexities that often come with REO transactions.
As we've discussed, REO brokers need to be well-versed in Illinois real estate law,
Right.
especially regarding foreclosures and bank-owned properties. A team like Michael's, who knows how to navigate those complexities, can make all the difference.
It sounds like they're truly bridging the gap between the institutions who need to sell these properties and the investors who are looking for opportunities.
Yeah.
But for our listener who's thinking about dipping their toes into the REO market,
Okay.
what key advice would Michael and his team offer?
They often emphasize the importance of understanding that REOs are not your typical real estate investments.
Right.
They come with unique challenges and opportunities.
Right, because they've been through foreclosure. There might be repairs needed, title issues to sort out things like that. Factors that your average home buyer might not even consider.
Exactly. So due diligence is paramount. You need to go beyond the surface.
Right.
And understand the property's history, its condition, and any potential hidden costs. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a good deal.
Right.
But you need to approach it strategically and make sure it aligns with your investment goals.
So it's not just about finding a bargain.
No.
It's about finding a property that you can realistically manage and turn into a profitable investment.
Right.
And that requires a lot of research and careful planning.
Absolutely.
And that's where having a trusted advisor like Michael and his team can be invaluable.
They can help you assess the risks, evaluate the opportunities, and guide you through the entire process.
Speaking of the process, are there any specific strategies or tips that Michael and his team recommend for leveraging REO opportunities in Crystal Lake?
Sure.
What are the secrets to success in this niche?
They're big proponents of building relationships, getting to know local REO brokers, asset managers, banks, anyone who might have insights on upcoming listings. That kind of networking is gold in the REO world. Imagine getting a tip about a great property before it even hits the market. That's a game changer.
Right, because in a competitive market like Crystal Lake, timing is everything.
Exactly.
If you're always a step behind, you'll likely miss out on the best deals.
Precisely.
And once you've identified a potential property, be ready to act decisively. Don't hesitate. Have your financing pre-approved and be prepared to make a strong offer quickly. Cash offers or fast closings are often prioritized in REO transactions.
Exactly.
So it's about being prepared, being connected, and being decisive. No room for procrastination in the REO world.
Exactly.
It's a fast-paced market.
It is.
And those who are organized and ready to move will have the advantage.
Absolutely.
This has been so helpful in understanding the more practical aspects of REOs, from the services offered to the strategies for success. But in our final part, I'd like to shift gears a bit.
Sure.
And explore the human side of this market. We've talked about numbers and strategies. But at the end of the day, these are people's homes and livelihoods we're discussing. I'm interested in hearing how Michael and his team approach these transactions with empathy and sensitivity. It's easy to get caught up in the mechanics of REOs, the valuations, the negotiations, the financing. But we can't forget that behind every transaction,
Yeah,
there's a human story.
absolutely.
These aren't just properties. They
Right.
represent people's lives, their dreams, their struggles.
There's a family who might have lost their home
Right.
due to job loss or illness.
Uh-huh.
A business owner forced to close their doors.
Right.
These are real people facing real challenges.
Yeah.
And we can't lose sight of that human element.
It's a good reminder that the real estate market, while driven by numbers and transactions, ultimately impacts real people in profound ways.
And I think that's something Michael and his team at Chicago Deal Flow understand deeply.
Right.
They approach these transactions with a level of empathy and sensitivity that's not always present in the world of real estate.
How does that empathy translate into their approach?
Well,
What does that look like in practice?
Well, for one thing, they're committed to clear and open communication
Right.
with all parties involved.
Okay.
They explain each step of the process, answer questions honestly,
Right.
and address concerns proactively.
Makes sense?
Imagine being in a situation where you've lost your home.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with a complex process like an REO sale.
Right.
Having someone who takes the time to explain things clearly and compassionately can make a world of difference.
It's about providing reassurance and guidance
Yeah.
during a potentially stressful and uncertain time.
Exactly.
And it's not just about words.
It's about actions.
It's about anticipating potential challenges and finding creative solutions that benefit everyone involved.
Okay.
For example, let's say there's an elderly couple who's going through an REO sale and is having trouble moving their belongings.
Okay.
Michael and his team might connect them with local resources
Right.
or even offer to assist with the move.
Yeah.
It's those little acts of kindness that go above and beyond
Right.
the typical transaction that can have a lasting impact.
It sounds like they're truly committed to turning what could be a very transactional process into something more humane and compassionate.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that while these are business transactions, they also involve real people's lives. And that awareness, that empathy, is what sets Michael and his team apart.
It really does.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive into the world of REO properties.
I agree.
We've explored the mechanics of the market.
The specialized role of REO brokers and the importance of working with someone who understands the local market.
Right.
Like Michael Linton and his team at Chicago Deal Flow.
Absolutely.
But what I'll take away most is the reminder that behind the numbers and the transactions, there are human stories that deserve our attention and empathy.
I think that's a powerful takeaway.
It encourages us to think beyond the bottom line and consider the broader impact of our actions, especially in a field like real estate that touches so many lives.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of REOs.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and insightful.
I hope so too.
If you're interested in exploring this market further, remember to visit chicagodealflow.com.
Great website.
For more information and resources.
Absolutely.
And as you navigate the world of real estate, remember the human element.
Right.
The stories behind the properties and the importance of approaching each transaction with empathy and understanding.
I completely agree with that.